Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of Wide Out World. I'm your host, Michael Timpson. These are my co-hosts, Irving Fryer and Fred. I have my Philly hat on, Barnett.
No, you
Welcome,
got my
gentlemen.
Philly hat on, hiding my face, Barnett.
Hey, can we get a little wing action? Can we get a
Hello.
little wing action? Can we get a little wing action?
He's Shane. He's Shane.
Don't be Shane.
He's Shane.
I ain't Shane.
I'm Shane.
Hey, I
I'm
ain't Shane.
and I ain't scared to say I'm Shane. I'm still a fan. I ain't gonna give up, but I'm Shane. Good God from Zion. I'm Shane.
Well, there's
All that
nothing to
junk
be
I was
ashamed
talking.
of. It's just-
Listen, wait
it's
till
just
Richard,
wing.
hey, Richard
Yeah.
Melton feeling good right now.
Yeah, wait till
Thanks,
Richard Melton
Richard.
get on here tonight. Wait till
Thanks,
Richard,
Rich.
Oh yeah.
wait, he's not on yet. Wait till Richard Melton come on. He
He's
gonna
not
be
on
on.
yet?
He gonna be on. I'll let you know when he comes on. He coming though.
So let me ask you this. Since I know we have our selections as we go through our groups.
We can
But
just
let's
wing it
talk
tonight.
about-
Yeah.
Let's
Oh, we can
talk
wing
about
it.
your
We can wing.
let's talk about your Eagles. Okay, so we all watched the game, and
Yeah.
here's my observation. We said this at the very beginning of the year that something wasn't right. And here's my observation thus far. They got away with things and nobody pointed them out because they were winning and it got swept under the rug. Now it's crunch time and they're losing. These things are magnified. So now
Mhm.
I mean, you're looking at, I was looking at Bradbury. Seattle did the same thing to
Toastberry.
Bradbury. They did the same thing to Bradbury that Seattle did to Bland from the Dallas Cowboys. They found a weak link and they exploited it and they went after him. Every time I look
Yep.
around, Bradbury is running behind somebody. I mean, okay, no more man to man. No more man to man. Just stop it. But they kept putting him in those positions. So I think what's happened though, the Philadelphia Eagles, their problems are magnified now because they're losing. Because before everybody just like, oh, they're winning, and you know as well as I do, when you're winning, some things get unchecked. Now they're losing. Now it's panic mode. We're switching defensive coordinators. So yes, they're panicking. They've lost 3 in a row now. They might lose another 2.
He might.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be real tight.
Well, they're not, in my opinion. You know, I had them picked to go to the Super Bowl this year. They'll be lucky if they win a playoff game. They're in the playoffs. They have a good enough record to get in the playoffs, but they'll be lucky to win a playoff game the way they're playing right now. And you're absolutely right, Mike. And I pointed it out weeks ago, back when they played the Rams in L.A. I saw the problem then with, you know, their lack of ability to cover in the secondary. And they did make some changes, and that's why, Bradbury and Slay haven't been playing like they did last year. Well, they played a different defense last year. They've been trying to switch it up a little bit this year and play a little more man-to-man. Well, Bradbury is not a man-to-man coverage guy. When he came,
Well,
when
if
he was
you
at,
know that, somebody else don't know that.
well, when he was at the Giants, they played cover 2. You know, everybody knows the Giants played cover 2. He played cover 2. So all he had to do was cover an area. He didn't have to worry about somebody running by him. Why? Because he's got help over the top. And that's what they did most of last year. Everybody complained about what Jonathan Gannon was doing last year, but the Eagles were the #1 pass defense in the league last year going into the Super Bowl.
Playing safe.
They played right. And he played cover 2. So he never got exposed last year because they played mostly zone. He didn't have to cover a guy down the field one-on-one. But now they've changed stuff up this year a little bit. They moved him around. They were playing him some in the slot. He can't play in the slot. That's why he's getting ate up. Those corners, you know, the corners like to stay out there on their side and use the sidelines as another man to help them defend a wide receiver. But Bradbury's not that guy. He can't play in the slot. And he just, once they did that, they were doing that actually in the LA game. Once they did that to him, he's just been out of sorts ever since then. And, you know he doesn't have any help down the field. People just run right by him because he can't run. And he's not a cover 1, man-to-man, bump and run down the field type of cover guy against a wide receiver. And there's a lot of areas where they're being exposed. And, Mike, because they were winning, people just kind of I don't know if they swept it under the rug. I don't know if the team didn't try to correct some of the problems, but I know that they could see what I could see. I don't see the game film. I see what they see, what people see on TV. And I knew there was a problem in terms of their ability to cover. I mean, Eli Ricks was falling down. Cooper Kupp's first game in LA, his first game back after his injury, and he made a cut on the inside. And Eli Ricks fell down. I'm like, this what are you doing? They lack ability in that secondary, and because they were getting away with it when they started playing the more prominent teams, they got exposed.
Yeah. You know what, Irv? You said something about week 3 or 4.
Yeah.
May have been a little earlier, may have been a little later. You said that there was a source that was in the locker room, and he measured a level of cockiness.
Mm-hmm.
He measured a level of arrogance. Let me tell you something about arrogance. Arrogance is it breathes and it grows when you get away with something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that they were getting away with wins. And as you mentioned, I really think that they really weren't addressing what the issues were because they were winning. Could be wrong. Not in the meeting room. I'm not in the meeting room. We're not in the meeting room.
Right.
But we do know that there are things that go on in the meeting room that people like us who just have an opinion or a perspective don't see and don't hear.
Right.
But it's interesting because it's like nothing seemed to have changed. They're still playing right now just like they played then, but they were just winning then.
They're actually playing worse. They're actually playing worse.
Good. And at the same time too, now it's crunch time. And don't get me, I'm gonna tell you, for the record, I hope that they go to the playoffs. I hope they beat everybody in the playoffs. And I hope they win. But Bradbury,
they gotta go back to zone.
Brother, if you see this, I'm gonna tell you something. No disrespect, but I'm a funny guy. Bradbury need to come up with his own line of jam. Call it no pun intended. Can't call it Bradbury jam because it spreads on toast. Jesus Christ. Hey, look, but dude.
Listen, I might be able to make some money against Bradbury right now. Shoot.
Oh, you
put me out there, make me a few catches, make me some dollars.
And the thing is that they noticed that right away, and they kept punching at it. They kept punching at it.
Yeah.
And 28 seconds left on the clock. Boom, it's done.
He's sitting on the route. He's sitting on the route, and
he can't. He cannot cover. He can't cover. He just can't cover. He's not a one-on-one. When we do one-on-one drills in practice, he'll get whooped every time. Every play he's gonna get whooped because he can't cover.
The interesting thing, I don't understand why. Because the thing is that I can remember being a rookie, and I was doing things in practice that they put me in the game to see if I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's getting beat in practice, why are you putting him one-on-one in the game? In the game in which you need to win.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you can't cover our guys, I'm not gonna put you in this situation. I'm gonna put you, hey, back up.
Well, remember, Slay went down, so they were minus Slay. Slay wasn't playing. He was had to get his knee, I guess it's scoped. So he was out of the game. So they're running on E as it is. Listen, Richard Melton is on. He said, "Let's go Buffalo."
Thanks, Rich.
Stu Winrow is watching right now. So is Vinny Capriati right now. We got 3 folk on watching right now. But yeah, Richard is waiting with anticipation, high anticipation, just waiting for us to say something about Buffalo.
Let me also make this point. I'm gonna make a real quick point. And it is very big, in my opinion, when it comes to organizations. When it's very big in my family. It's very big when you have a conglomerate of people trying to reach a certain goal. And one of the things that really can bring you down is being dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm.
And there are certain things that you see, there's certain characteristics of dysfunctional. Let me tell you some characteristics from the organization standpoint. You let us know 2 days before the game you got a new defensive coordinator.
That's stupid.
That's dysfunction.
That's stupid.
A day before the game, your cornerback has a knee surgery. That's dysfunctional. That's dysfunctional because it's a way of communicating without saying what's really going on. I don't play that in my family. I don't play I'm not gonna play that with us. I'm not gonna play that with any kind of organization I'm a part of. You cannot be dysfunctional. And I think what happens is it bleeds into somebody having to say something but afraid to say it. It bleeds into a situation where you start to not be able to hold each other accountable. My question to Jalen Hurts: can Jalen Hurts go to Bradbury and say, "Hey, what's up?" Or will Bradbury be like, "What's up with you?"
Well,
that's dysfunction breeds that type of fungus.
Well, there is dysfunction, and I think you're on point with that. I'm not sure. You're touching on the exact things, but like you said,
I don't know what
it causes problem because Jalen Hurts, and when Jalen does his interviews with the press, he's very calculated. He's very careful about what he says. He's very intentional with what he says and how he responds. And he said in his interview after the game, there are some of us who are not committed.
Not committed. So
not committed.
Wait.
I'm glad that in and of itself, that lets us know there's some shenanigans. There's a problem that's going on internally with the Eagles.
Unfortunately, he doesn't know he doesn't realize he should not say that.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He said it on purpose. He knew what he was saying. When you listen to Jalen Hurts and you watch him and you study him and you observe him, he's very intentional. He's very dogmatic. He's very strategic in what he does and how he talks to the press, all of his cliches and his quotes and things like that. He knew exactly what he said, and he said it on purpose.
So let me say this.
But do you agree that he should have said that?
What I agree with is what you said, because of the dysfunction in the organization right now, or the malfunctioning that's going on with the organization right now. When you name the defensive coordinator in the middle of the week, near the end of the week, you tell the press, I guess he told the team on Wednesday, whatever reason that is, when that's going on, you got guys getting surgery halfway through the week, stuff that's going on, things that are happening that people say may be going on with ownership and with management and all that kind of stuff. That just lets us know, there's some things that are going on we don't know about. When Jalen Hurts, a calculated guy like that, gets in front of the mic and says there's some of us who are not committed like we should be, there's a lot more to that than him just saying that.
Okay.
There's a problem.
We're gonna leave it there so we can go ahead and finish. But I think it was the cough syrup. I think it was the cough syrup. He was a little high in the interview.
Man. No. It wasn't the cough syrup. It wasn't the cough syrup.
All right. So team of the week. Team of the week, Fred. I'll let you start, Fred. Team of the week.
Oh my goodness gracious. This team of the week is just like, when you have a dog. I got 2 dogs in Bermuda. And periodically I go out, and play around with the kids. Then I come back in the house now, and I would be like, I smell. And next thing you know, I got something on my shoe. And I turn my shoe over and I wipe it off. But guess what?
The smell's still there.
Smell on that shoe.
Smell's still there.
Hey, the Raiders are just going to be some on everybody's shoe from this point. How did the Raiders put up like 95 points?
It was 63 points.
They put up 63 points, dude.
They got skunked the week before.
For the first time, let me tell you something. For the first time, I've watched. Yeah, of course, I've watched a number of football games, college, pro, and periodically there were times when the losing coach would get a little pissed off because they felt the winning coach was running up the score.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that with the Raiders, bro.
Oh,
They were up
I didn't.
42-0, and they threw they did a trick. I
Look,
was like, what are they doing?
that's when trick plays work.
They did-
That's when trick plays work.
Dude, they did a trick play. Next thing you know, it's 48 zip.
They were making
O'Donnell,
up
whoever
last
he
week.
is.
Making
Yeah,
up for last week.
Yeah.
I think the three of us picked the Chargers to win by 7 or at
We
least
did.
10 or something
Yeah,
like
that was a terrible pick by all of us.
Oh yeah, but O'Donnell, whoever he is, he had 248 yards, 4 touchdowns. They had 124 yards rushing, and Adams had 8 catches for 101 yards and a score. But they just literally just routed, and that's that's the kind of game that you don't even want to see. You want to see a game that's a little more competitive.
Right.
But of course, the Chargers, right after that game, they sent their head coach, the other
Hacker.
way. I don't think, they
I knew.
you
I
going
thought
the
they was
other
gonna
way.
fire him at halftime. I thought they was gonna get rid of him at halftime.
Well, how you get on? He just you see him after the game and the interview. He trying to fix it. Well, all successful coaches, they have games like this.
No.
That's what did him in. That's what
That's
did
what
him
did
in.
him
Right
in.
there.
Yup. Trying to make excuses. You're fired.
No, I
Go somewhere else and
Only-
develop and be
yeah.
successful.
All right, Irv, what you got? Team of the week.
Well, I want to shout out to David Hunt, who is watching right now. Mario Henry, he said the offensive coordinator was taking cough syrup. Richard Melton, he's laughing at the cough syrup too. Vinny's still on. Stu Winrow still in the house. Just wanted, I hate to do this. My team of the week. See if I can fix my lips.
Scratching. They got you scratching.
Yeah, I know. I got to
got you scratching.
see if I can fix my lips to say this. My team of the week is the Buffalo Bills. Good God, I said
All
it.
right, Richard's in the house.
Hey.
My team of the week is Billy Bell is in the house too. He said, "Good evening, fellas." The Buffalo Bills, the beat down that they gave the Dallas
They
Cowboys.
beat them down.
Listen, I just wrote this down. What Greg Olson said, I wrote it down so I could say it right. He said it perfectly. He said in the fourth quarter. He said this in the fourth quarter, when James Cook ran through the Cowboys for a second touchdown. He ran through. He said, in the event the Bills make the playoffs, I don't care if they're the 4th seed or the 7th seed. I don't think it matters. I don't know anybody in the AFC that feels good about coming here or having to go to the Bills or go to the Bills' house. Y'all, when the Bills were 6-6, we all covered them up with dirt, put them in the grave, covered them up with dirt. Now they're 8-6, and y'all, they look scary. They look like a party crasher right now. They're not in the playoffs yet. They're the 9 seed in the 9th slot, but they're pushing. And the Miami Dolphins better hope that they clinch the AFC East before they got to see the Buffalo Bills on Week 18.
Yeah.
They better hope so. So Buffalo it was just an old-fashioned beatdown, old-school football. They only threw the ball 15 times.
15 times, yeah.
They had
Like, 74 yards, 78 yards?
266 yards rushing. 3 rushing TDs, 1 passing TD. James Cook had 25 carries, 179 yards, 1 TD rushing and 1 TD catching. Caught a touchdown pass. Just an old-fashioned beatdown, running the ball. They just ran the ball all the way down the field. There's no better way to defeat a team, to disrespect the team, to conquer a team, and to beat them down than to run the ball down their throat. Old school freaking football. I haven't seen any of that in a long time. And hats off to the Buffalo Bills. It was good to see that because, today, in today's game, everybody's trying to throw the ball all over the place. But you guys know, just like I know, we want the ball in the air because the fastest way to get to the end zone is through the air. But we also know you got to have a running game. You have to be able to run the ball, particularly when you have to. When the game is on the line, when you're trying to keep the ball away from the other team's offense, you have to be able to run the ball to control the clock. That will never change in football. That will never change. You got to have a running game. And the Bills did it with just the running game. That was unbelievable. Beating a team that was playing at the level that the Cowboys have been playing, being on a 5-game winning streak, and just beat them down. Bills are the team of the week. My team of the week.
All right. That's pretty good. I like that. My team of the week is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road versus Green Bay. This is their third straight win. Mayfield. I know, Irv, that wasn't your pick. You said you didn't like Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
Mayfield
he's playing good.
Balling.
Yeah.
He's playing good. 381
yards. So
yards.
Minshew, yeah.
4 TDs, 22 of 28. He had 158 passer rating, which is a record.
Right, that's high.
But
yeah.
we thought this guy was done. He was just mop up duty. But his coach is pleased with him. His team is pleased with him. He's making every play. Here's what the Packers coach said, which made me even lean more towards the Buccaneers being my team of the week. He said the Packers beat us in every phase of the game. This is the Packers coach. He said they beat them in every phase of the game. So,
the Buccaneers,
beat the Packers in every phase. That's a no-brainer for me. So that's my team of the week. The Buccaneers right now they're leading the NFC South, which is it's not a very good division. They're at 7-7, and somebody can get in with a 500 record, and they're right on the top of New Orleans. So team of the week, Buccaneers.
And Gardner Minshew too is playing both of those guys. Gardner Minshew and Baker Mayfield. I read something this week where some of the so-called experts were saying that they will be a starting quarterback on somebody's team next year. Each one of them. I don't know about that. But they're both playing. Both of them, in my opinion, both of them are the same. They're both the same. But they're both playing well right now. They're balling. Both of them are balling right now.
Well, Minshew put up 34 points against the Cowboys in a loss last year.
Yep.
I think 31 points. I think.
Because my always my concern, particularly going into Lambeau Field, you get a Florida team, a warm weather team going there. Now they lucked out; the weather wasn't as bad, but it's tough to play in doggone Green Bay, man. I don't care if it's 40 degrees; it's still a different kind of cold. But hats off to them. Okay, so we got that one out of the way.
Hey, Mike,
yes, sir, go ahead.
Vinny Capriati? What do you mean? He says, "What do you guys think about the black versus white Pro Bowl game?" What is that? Did I miss something? What is that?
I have no idea.
The guy, Richard Mendendahl, said that white people should not comment about playing football. No, he actually said it. This is a running back. Remember the running back that used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
And he said that white people shouldn't comment because they're not even good football players. He said, "The heck with all of this. We should have a all-pro game." Blacks versus whites.
Wow,
it's just a retarded comment.
I wasn't sure if that's what it meant or not. Yeah, that's just asinine. Is what it is.
Mike, you can't say retarded, Mike.
I'm sorry.
You say asinine, though. It's asinine.
Thank you. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
That's what he meant. Right. You strike retarded from the record. Asinine.
Yes.
My mother says hi, y'all. Mama's watching. She says, "Hey, son, Mike and Fred."
Yes.
Hey, Mama.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Mom. So yeah, it's just a dumb comment that he made, and I really don't even have any energy to comment because now
there's no sense in even.
He always was out there a little bit for me. Just hearing him in the time when we played, he was always out there a little bit. So I'm not
hitting the head too many times. He got hit in the head.
Some guys are fire starters. They just like.
Yeah.
See what everybody says. Just say something just to see what everybody says.
Like poking the bear. Yeah, like
so. To answer his question, that's not something that we even give any life to.
That's just
any thought to at all.
Just
zero.
Yeah.
That sound like
all right.
Sound like something Trump would say.
Yeah. So all right, top 5 wide receivers.
Top 5 wide receivers already? Okay.
Yeah, I like to keep y'all on your toes.
Dang,
see, Fred, I always throw Fred off the order.
Yeah, you throw Fred off.
Fred, right now he's gritting his teeth.
Because I got my stuff in order. So my top 5 wide receivers start with number 5, Chris Goodwin out of Tampa Bay. They won against the Pack. Godwin. I'm sorry, Godwin. Yeah, there's no two. It's just Godwin. Yeah, not Goodwin. I'm sorry. No, there's no two O's in his name. It's just one. Chris Godwin, 34-20 win over the Packers. He plays for Tampa Bay. He had 10 receptions, 155 yards. I wanted to give him his props, but he didn't have any touchdowns, so he's my fifth. He's my fifth.
Zero.
Yeah, he got 0 touchdowns.
You put him
But
all the way to 5. Wow.
yeah, he's
okay.
at 5. I put him at 5 because he didn't have any touchdowns. All the rest of them, all the ones ahead of him have touchdowns, or at least one touchdown. But he did have a 15.5 yard average. And I really, guys that have an average above, 14, when it's 15 yards or above in a game or for the year, I really respect that in today's game because they don't throw a lot of passes like we used to throw 17 yards, 20 yards down the field, whether it was a post or a corner or a comeback. They don't do a lot of that now. So I really respect that, and I look for a high average, and it's impressive to me in today's game. Number 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm sorry. Amon-Ra St. Brown from the Lions. They won against Denver, beat Denver 42-17, beat down. 7 receptions, 112 yards. He had 1 TD, and he had a 16-yard average. That's good, 16-yard average. Then Joshua Palmer's my number 3, played for the Chargers. They lost 63-21, but he was fighting against the Raiders. He was fighting. These were probably, garbage catches towards the latter part of the game. But 4 catches, 113 yards, 1 TD. He had a 28.3 yard average, and he had a 78-yard bomb, 79 yard bomb. That's impressive. Anytime you catch a ball like that, almost 80 yards, that's impressive. Terry McLaurin is my number 2 out of Washington, 6 receptions, 141, 1 TD. He had a 23.5 yard average. 28-20, they lost to the Rams, though. Washington lost to the Rams. And my number 1 is Jalen Waddle for this week, particularly because the cheetah was out.
Cheetah was down, yeah.
So it was resting on it. Did you see the coach where he was predicting a 1-play drive? I saw something on the internet. I guess it was on Instagram. He's walking up down the sidelines. The coach, Miami coach, yeah. He's walking and
I love him.
They got because listen, right before Waddle caught the touchdown, it was a 60-some yard touchdown. He's walking up down the sideline. They have him mic. He's like, I feel a 1-play drive going on. I feel a 1-play drive. Then he walks up to Tyreek Hill and says, I feel a 1-play drive. They're gonna get. Then he called the defense. I forget what he said. If they got in the defense, it's going to Waddle. It's going up there in the defense. Here it comes, and boom. Sure enough, for sure, Waddle catches touchdown pass. Yeah, it was a great filming, a great moment. 8 receptions, 142, 1 TD, 17.8 yard average in their 30-0 victory over the Jets. He's my number 1. Waddle's my number 1.
All right.
Jets.
Well, I'm going to go with my list, and then I'll save Fred to mop it all up. Okay, number 5, Cooper Kupp, 8 receptions. Cooper Kupp in the house, got 8 receptions for 111 yards and 1 TD. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's number 4. You already gave those statistics. Number 3, Jordan Addison from the Vikings, 8 for 111. Good young receiver, still putting up numbers, still doing his thing. Number 2, Chris Godwin, 10 receptions, like you said, 155. Now, no touchdowns. That's why he's number 2. Why he's number 2. Now, I had to give him prop. Because he had 10 receptions. That's why I put him down at 2.
Yeah, but Mike, if you catch 10 balls, you're gonna get a touchdown in there somewhere. Come on, man. We already had this talk. Ask Mario Henry, who's watching right now.
He should have been last on your list, Mike.
If I get 10 catches, bro, I'm scoring at least one time.
I agree with you. However, 10 receptions, I had to give him number 2 because the rest of them like 6 and 7. So anyway, number 1 is Jalen Waddle, 8 receptions, $142 for the winning Dolphins.
I never caught 10 balls in the game. I got 9.
I caught 9.
Yeah, I
got
9.
Really?
I never got 10. I never caught 10. Never caught 10.
I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
Neither one of you. I
never caught 10. Never got to 10.
Wow. All right.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna start from the top and go down because I got a comment on my 5th.
That's how we normally do it.
We start from 5 and go up.
Let's start from 5 and go up.
He started with 1. He said he's gonna start from 1 and go down.
You okay, Mike?
Yeah, I'm
Mike, you okay?
It's the cough syrup.
Cough syrup.
All right. I got Jalen Waddle at 1. We already got all the statistics. Jalen Waddle at 1.
Okay.
Addison at 2. Big win. Well, loss over at Cincinnati. Godwin We got all of his statistics. Cooper Cup at number 4 went over Washington. He seemed like he's just kind of coming back into form, and maybe I'm not sure if it's too late or not, but he's getting on a roll.
Cooper Cup
Number
baller, man.
five, I got Amon St. Brown.
Okay.
7 receptions, 112 yards, a touchdown in the win over Denver.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
here's what. Now here, let me say this. And I say this, and I'm in my feelings right now.
He's
I am
emotional.
really pissed off on how, I'm not going to even call his name, on how the head coach from Denver was talking publicly to Russell Wilson. I'm really ticked off at that.
Okay.
I think that there's a responsibility on us as players. And we talked about Brown, on how he got kind of emotional on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
And he got emotional with his quarterback. So he got emotional with his peer. So when you have a hierarchy, an authority getting emotional with somebody who's under them, and the media sees that, and what I think what it does for me is that it puts Russell in a position to where, number one, he can't argue back. It's so inevitably it's really unfair.
He can
And
argue
I'm not
back.
saying that.
No, Russell Wilson
Wait,
won't
yeah,
argue
what the
back.
thing? What?
He won't.
No,
Right.
no.
Out of respect, he won't do it.
If Russell was justified in arguing back, how would that look as a player talking back to his coach?
No, I'm saying because of that, Russell won't argue back with him because Russell is not that kind of guy to do that. He respects.
But he should. But he should.
No.
What?
That's not my point. Is that we understand? I understand who he is. I understand who Russell is. But the thing is that as a player, it behooves you not to argue back. You can't argue back because in the mind's eye of all the fans, in my opinion, the fan sees the coach as knowing what he's talking about and knowing what he's and being right about what he's doing. And I just I digress, but at the same time too, I've always said this. The meetings, the business meetings should be in the boardroom, no matter how drastic they are.
Well,
No matter how drastic they are.
Can I say this? Can I say this about Sean Payton? You shouldn't be surprised that Sean Payton disrespects players, whether it's Russell Wilson or anybody else. Because remember, Sean Payton doesn't care about players. Because Sean Payton, if you remember, Sean Payton was suspended for a year for putting bounties out on players.
True.
He doesn't care about players. So it doesn't surprise me that he talks to Russell Wilson any old kind of way because he doesn't care about players. And he's proven that before.
That's the point.
So that's a great point. So here's the point that I want to make. I believe he needs to check him. Okay, you can't because he's going to continue doing that until Russell checks him. Now I know what you're saying. That's not his demeanor. That's not how he is.
Well, Russell will check him. He'll check. Russell will check him in private. He ain't gonna do it out in the field.
No. He keeps doing that in public. He needs to get checked in public. You can't tell me.
But that's a no, Mike.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that it's not something that players do. I tell you what. Remember Tom Brady cursing out his coach on the sideline? It does happen. Remember that? Okay, so it does happen. Number 2, hold on, Fred. Number 2, somebody made the point. He never did that to Drew Brees. He never did that to Drew Brees. So as long as Russell keeps letting him do that, he's going to continue to do that. So I think he does need to check him in public the same way and dress him down, because I guarantee you there's other people that feel the same way and will applaud him for doing it.
I agree. He does need to be checked because, in my opinion, based on what I know about Sean Payton, I played on a team where he was there, as an assistant coach. I've had conversations with him when I started doing TV. I called him when my son was being drafted and
Mhm.
talked to him a little bit, and Sean don't care about players. Sean Payton
Yeah.
don't care about players. He doesn't. Sean
So
Payton care about Sean
my
Payton.
my biggest question is that if Russell Wilson has enough, I guess, fanfare to where if he does check him, that the fan base, that the media base would say, "Hey, you know, Russell and his coach are going at it," opposed to Russell is being that type of player who don't want to listen to his coach,
I
or
don't
he
think. I
or
don't think
he's
he'd be.
coming back at his coach.
I don't think he'd be
You know,
perceived that way.
He got enough clout. He has
Yeah,
enough
yeah,
clout.
yeah. He
yes,
does.
yes.
Yeah.
And he got $100 million. Say, please. And I guarantee you, Sierra right now is telling him, you better check him before she does.
Mm-hmm.
Because she gonna
Yeah,
check
because
him. You know how the wives
you're
are, they'll
absolutely
go on
right.
social media. They'll go on social media and they'll call him out.
You talking to
I
my
wish
husband
I
like
wish
that?
I wish I knew what exactly, but I mean, because Russell Wilson is not a bad quarterback, and he was screaming at him like he just made a dummy mistake, or doing something that absolutely made no sense. And
I'm gonna tell you this.
they've been on the roll for the past few weeks, and with them being on the roll, and will you be somewhat optimistic that okay, we're getting handled right now, and we made a mistake here or there, but to just I mean, he went on a rant. He was like a 2 or 3 minute rant. He kept coming back.
Yeah.
He would scream at him and then walk off and then come back. And I'm like, whoa.
I think he's gonna give him 3 strikes. One more strike, and he gonna jump on him.
One more
What did
strike,
Richard
go.
say? What did Richard say, Herb? What did Richard say?
I thought back up. I saw you looking at it. Richard said, "Listen, owners and players make this particular coach feel he can behave in that manner." Parentheses, he's given too much praise on his accolades in the NFL, in which Sean Payton translates to power.
He didn't do that in New Orleans.
Sean
don't remember
Payton don't
any
care.
incident-
I'm gonna say
Well,
it again. Sean Payton don't care about players.
But he never did this in New Orleans. He never did. You don't remember anything in New Orleans happening like this. Nothing.
He was
Well,
putting bounties out on players. So it did
But
happen.
we talk about his own. We talk about his own team.
It
I'm
doesn't
saying
matter.
dressing down his
It's a
players. He never
fraternity
did.
of players in the NFL. It could be doesn't matter if it's a guy on my team or the other team. He's disrespecting players. He doesn't care
Well,
about
you know
players.
what? I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it alone. If Drew Brees would have did what Russell Wilson did, he would not have done that. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I wish Sean would have jumped in my face when I was playing. He wouldn't have did it. He wouldn't have did it no more.
See? All 3 of us would have said
I'll leave
something.
it alone.
We wouldn't have let
Look,
that
man,
keep
when you
going.
listen, when you
No, I
read-
would have
listen,
walked off.
Listen to me.
I'd
And
have been like, you
and
talk to
might
me in
be
the meeting
asking-
room.
And you might be asking, is it Christian like to clap back when somebody mouths off at you? Yeah. Look, Jesus clapped back. You broods and vipers. Look, Jesus, he clapped back when folk was acting up. Jesus didn't mess around. He clapped back. It was in a loving way, in a loving manner, but he set boundaries when Jesus responded. When he responded, not necessarily harshly, but he set boundaries and let it be known.
And
You can't just treat me any old kind of way. You can't talk to me any old kind of way. He went into the temple and they was in there selling stuff and he turned the tables over, doves and stuff, turn it all over. Y'all can't be doing this. My Father's house is a house of prayer.
Amen. There you go.
So it's okay to clap back, Doc.
So we'll put a pin right there for a moment. All right, biggest surprise. Biggest surprise. Let me start off with the biggest surprise. So the biggest surprise is your Cowboys, Irv.
Yeah.
Irv, the Cowboys.
Irv Cowboys.
My Cowboys.
I know it's not your Cowboys.
Dallas sucks. Let me make this clear for everybody. James Hicks, who's watching right now, James Hicks said, "Try Jesus, not me, because I throw hands." Peter throws hands too. Mama said, "Check him." Yay, she said, "Check him."
Check him.
Let me just make this clear to everybody. Dallas sucks. Okay, go ahead, Mike.
We know you don't like it. So, biggest surprise is the Cowboys. Here's the thing that was surprising to me. We all sat down with our popcorn and wanted a good game. and they ran through them like they were asleep.
Like
This
poop
is
through a goose.
Dallas, the 6th ranked defense. They had the 6th ranked offense, and the guy James Cook. Obviously, we've already talked 179 yards.
Yep.
And you're getting ready to make a playoff push, and you let a back run to 179 yards. And here's the thing that I like about it: they're using him a lot, to me, like McCaffrey in San Francisco. I mean, they're throwing this guy the ball. I mean, you see the touchdown pass that he caught.
Touchdown pass.
I saw that, and I'm like, he caught it and almost pushed it down. And as receivers, we're taught to open our hands this way.
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah.
He caught it.
Thumbs out.
Pushing it down. Yeah.
Thumbs
and
in.
I'm like, man, this guy got some skills. And so they played, and the Cowboys. Here's the thing that was surprising to me about the Cowboys, and no one's taking this into account. And I love him because he's a Penn State guy. Micah Parsons,
Penn State.
no show. Here's I'm gonna give you an interesting stat. Number one, at the Bills, how many tackles? 2. When they played at home against the Eagles, he had 9 tackles in a loss. At the 49ers, 4 tackles in a loss. They're at home against Seattle, which they should have lost. Guess how many tackles he had? 2. He's not showing up, guys, against the run.
He's not showing up.
They and they're not running away from him the whole time. Some of the times they are. But all the time,
that's the way you minimize him. That's the way you neutralize him. You run at him. Teams have figured that out. You can neutralize Micah in the run game by running at him. You run right at him.
I'm going to give you the 4, but I want to finish this point. Here's the thing that I want to see out of him. The bigger the game, I want to see him take over the game. He's not doing that. For whatever reason, he's not taking over the game. Because I think back, they compare him to Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor, he didn't care who. He disrupted the game.
In the run game and the pass game.
And the
Micah Parsons will disrupt the game when the team is passing the ball often.
Yes.
He'll take over a game in his pass rushing abilities. His ability to stop the run is he's average at best in stopping the run. That's why teams run at him. Teams have figured out he can't get
2 tackles?
Teams, but that's the way it's always been. Teams have run. Last year, the Eagles neutralized Micah Parsons, I believe it was the first game, by not even blocking him, particularly in the RPO, in the run pass option. They just let him loose. They didn't even block him. And he didn't do anything. He made no difference in that game.
Well, that's my surprise, is how trash the Cowboys are. That's my surprise.
In that game they were. We'll see what happens this week.
Yes, sir. All right, Fred, your surprise.
I'm right there with you, and I think my point is that going into that game with you basically head to head with the Eagles and vying for the NFC East championship, you should come to the party with a totally different mindset. And of course, you rattled off all the statistics, but it was surprising to me that they just got whooped from the coin toss, and they just never let up. The Bills never let up, and it was surprising to me, and but at the same time too, it's for all the Cowboys fans out there, here they go again. They promise you something for Christmas. and you don't get exactly what you want for Christmas. You ask for something for Christmas, and the Cowboys don't get exactly what you want. Bless my mother-in-law's heart, but she always asks. She always say, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I'll say exactly what I want, and she will give me something similar to that. It won't be. It won't be. And I'm like,
me send her a link or something. Send her.
And you know what? No.
Send her a link.
I'm like, this is not what I asked for. You know what she say? She said, "Well, it's kind of just like it." And I'm like, "But that's not what I asked for. I'm gonna stop asking for it. Don't ask me what I want for Christmas. No more.
Send her a link.
No more.
Look it up on the internet. Send her a link.
But it was a surprise to me that the Cowboys would be sitting where they're sitting. And I mean, look what happened to the Eagles. They could be sitting pretty right now, and the pressure could be on the Eagles. And they go down and basically just lay an egg. That was a big surprise to me.
But same with the Eagles. The door opened up for the Eagles even more to take advantage, particularly in the division when the Cowboys lost, and then the Eagles go to Seattle and lay a big fat.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, and both of you guys, who's the better team, the Cowboys or the Eagles?
Cowboys.
Ooh.
Right now, Cowboys.
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a great question. That's a tough one.
Cowboys.
There's
no doubt in my mind. Cowboys are a better team.
I think they're even. I think they're even. I think they're even. Dallas at home is just as they can beat Philly at home.
Yeah.
I don't know that the Eagles can beat Dallas at home right now. If the Eagles were home playing Dallas right now, like if it was this week playing against the Eagles at home, Dallas was playing the Eagles in Philly. I don't know that the Eagles can beat Dallas right now.
Win. Yeah.
Even in their own, even on their own field. They got problems, man. The Eagles got a lot of problems.
All right, who's your surprise, Irv?
All right, and you guys can chime in on this because this this fits in our wheelhouse.
He's setting it up. He's setting it up, Fred.
You know, I always try to do a little something different. Come on now.
Was this the Nebraska Cornhuskers?
No, it's not Nebraska. This is a professional wide receiver. Was drafted in the second round in 2022 last year. This is his second year in the league. He plays for the Steelers, who are 7-7 now. George Pickens. Did y'all hear what Pickens did this week?
Oh yes, sir.
So the running back for the Steelers, he was running the ball, doing well, getting ready to go into the end zone, and he got stopped. He got tackled 1 yard short of a touchdown. Three guys hit him from the Titans. Colts, I'm sorry. Three Colts defenders hit him. Pickens was standing right there watching, didn't block anybody, kind of jumped over one of the Colts players and they rolled by him. Now, this is a 30-13 loss. So when he was asked why he didn't block, he said, I didn't want to get injured. This is Pickens. He told the press afterwards, they saw the play. It was bold. It was plain to see. He stood there and didn't block anybody. They asked him, why didn't you block on that play? He said, I didn't want to get injured. So he cited the Houston Texans rookie receiver, Tank Dell, who had a season-ending broken fibula when he got rolled up on when he was blocking. Now, mind you, the Steelers lost 3 straight games, 28 points scored. They scored, they're 28th in scoring points, and 27th in yardage, so they're not really doing well defensively. Week 9 this year, Pickens had 2 receptions for -1 yard versus the Titans. Oh. And he went on social media and posted "free me" after the game. So now he's back in the press again with, I didn't block because I didn't want to get injured. That's my surprise because for me, let me just speak for me right now. That's not how I played the game. Yes, you can get rolled up on if you're blocking, but you need to be aware and keep your feet moving so you don't get rolled up on. I've never, 17 years, and I was a blocking SOB. I blocked all the time. Yeah. I never got rolled up on. Why? Because I kept my feet moving. That's how you that's how you avoid getting rolled up on. Yeah. You block and you keep your feet moving and you're aware of what's going on around you. You're aware of where the pile is and you're aware of where the back is and you keep your feet moving. Now this team is struggling. They lost 3 in a row. They're struggling to make some noise here at the end of the season. And here's a guy on the team who's not giving full effort. Now,
For who?
They all, yeah, I know it sounds like Ricky Williams. Ricky
Waters.
Ricky Waters, I'm sorry, not Ricky Williams. Ricky Waters. Now Warren finally did, they did end up scoring, but who knows? They might not have scored.
Right.
They might have fell short there at the 1 yard line. When you got an opportunity, go in, get in the end zone, block.
But you know what? something's happening in that receiver room because this is the second wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers that's done this. The other one was Deion Johnson did something similar to that with regards to just not blocking, just not.
Well, the
being
wide
active
receiver
at all.
coach need to be fired.
Yeah, what's happening in that room? Number
Yeah.
two, I'm surprised that a Pittsburgh Steelers with the head coach is letting that stuff go on. That's not like Tom.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not like him.
Yeah, it's not like Tom.
Something wrong here. Look what my mama
Yeah,
said.
man, something-
Look what my mama said, Mike. She said,
Boy.
Mom said, sound like a punk to me. Look, my mama done watched my mama done watched me play football for 17 years. Every home game, it didn't matter where I was, who I was playing for. She was at every first game of the year. She was always there. Didn't matter where I was playing. She was always there. Mama said,
Okay.
sound like a punk to me.
Wow.
Pickens, you a punk. Pickens the punk.
Hey, whoa. Tell mama she can't say that.
Yes, she can. Mama says whatever she want to say. Yes, she can. Mama, you want to?
All right.
Mama, you can say whatever you want to say. My mama knows football, and she knows the wide receiver position because she watched me play for 17 years. She knows.
No. What Fred is saying, we need to be politically correct. Okay. So moving
Well,
on.
she didn't
Best
say-
wide receiver.
He's a punk.
Best wide receiver. I'm gonna move the show along. Best wide receiver. Fred, take it away.
Let it go.
Yeah, you didn't let it go.
Think we better let it go.
All right, Fred, your best wide receiver. There it is. Okay, is it a sweep? I'm with
wildin'.
Waddle. Is it a sweep, Irv?
No, it's not.
It's a
sweep.
Waddle.
Oh, you gotta be. Are you gonna pick a
It's
tight
a
end?
Waddle.
No,
And
I'm
you know
not
what?
picking
You
the
know
tight
what?
end. Y'all just, you know what?
You picking a
Y'all
tight end?
don't make the show interesting. Y'all need to do some more research.
probably
or
pick-
do
he
something.
probably
Y'all
picking a
just
running
pick,
back.
y'all just pick the one that's got. You don't try to find any character or story in what it is you're trying to present to the people. These
best
people
wide
don't watch us.
story?
They don't come. Listen, they don't come on and watch us and support us just to hear some bland, normal, regular stuff. They want to hear some intricate, some stuff where we've been studying, some stuff where we look and we get some insight, not just numbers.
Okay. All right. Here it is. Here we're gonna give you some insight on Waddle. Waddle stepped
Is
up
it?
to
Is,
the plate.
do I feel like a Sean Payton going on right now? Hey, I'm not Russell Wilson. I would log,
Say, I ain't
log
Russell
right
Wilson.
the hell off. I'm not Russell Wilson. I'll log right off.
Hey, Waddle
You gonna log off? I quit. I'll take my ball and go home. I quit.
So when you look at the best wide receiver, he stepped up. He stepped in for the Cheetah. Cheetah was out. He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
What
I already said that.
characteristics do you
I
want?
already said that.
Okay.
Ike Reese is in the house. Ike Reese is watching right
What up,
now.
Ike?
What's going on, Ike? What's going on?
D.I. Grease, WIP.
Yeah, he must just
D.I.
got
Grease.
Hey,
right, so
Ike, they're gonna make you the lead on that show now. Johnny
Hey,
Marks
they
is
better.
Yeah, Johnny Marks is
They
gone.
better.
So you got to be the
Ike,
man.
you are
gotta
the
be
man, bro.
The host on the show.
Hey,
with
we
the
need to
co-host.
do a petition right now.
Yeah, tell us-
Please
send something out there, Ike.
right now.
Send something out in a text message, and we'll all sign it and send it back to you.
Blast it.
Hey, I don't know who Ike is.
Well, we know who Ike is.
We know who Ike is.
Ike Reese was
Don't
a
worry about
linebacker, or is a linebacker. Was a linebacker with the Eagles. Played when I was there. Fred, I guess you know he's a sports
No, I missed
personality, radio
Ike.
personality now. He went from playing linebacker with the
that's-
Eagles. He and he's working with WIP here, which is the #1
right.
sports radio show in this tri-state area. I guess it is.
He's a
or you go
special
on
teams
Odyssey.
guru.
You actually
Probably
can go
one
on
of the best
Odyssey
special-
and listen to it
Pro-
nationally.
Go
One of the
get Mike.
best special teams the Eagles had in franchise history.
Yep, he's been doing it
One of
now
the
for
best
6
team-
years
best-
with
best
WIP.
special team player.
Great show.
All right, Irv. Give
So-
me the best
so
wide
his
receiver.
co-host-
Wrap it up.
His co-host quit today. That was his last day. Johnny Marks, he quit. Johnny Marks quit today. Today was his last
Reese
day.
co-host?
Yeah, he quit today.
Yeah,
Today was his last day.
You know why? You know why? Because I agree.
Because Ike's
He's
rising
like,
to the top.
let me out of here.
Yeah.
Let me out of here. I can't handle this. I can't handle this heat.
So my wide receiver of the week is not what you guys say, Waddle. My wide receiver of the week only caught 5 balls for 78 yards.
Oh.
But he was involved in the comeback. Just wait, okay? He was
not
involved
saying
in
a
it.
word.
This has to do with character. This has to do with hanging in there and stick with itness. This is
Did you read his diary? Jeez. Go ahead.
DK Metcalf is my receiver of the week. Now, listen
He
to me.
had 2 drops.
Listen to me. Oh
He
my
had 2
gosh.
drops.
Will you listen
Go
to me?
ahead. All right.
In the game against the Eagles, he had not caught any balls, okay, or had caught 1 ball. But and he wasn't complaining. He didn't have any drops in the game. He didn't have any drops.
Yes, he did.
What dropped? I didn't see a drop. When?
He had an out route. The ball hit him right in the hand. He dropped it.
I didn't see that.
He dropped it.
Anyway,
Go ahead. Okay.
it was getting late in the game. He's not even a factor in the game. And the announcers actually kind of mentioned it, saying that, you know what, he's being cool. He's not complaining. You don't see in his demeanor like some people we know. And then when the heat was on, when it counted the most, man, he made some spectacular catches. He made that one catch on the slant where he caught the ball, ripped it out of Bradbury's hands and caught it on his leg.
No, Bradbury caught it and he just took it.
He pulled it away and took it away from him. Then he ran another route, and I've never seen Metcalf do this before. This is what made him my receiver of the week. They showed him one-on-one after a play where he got around Bradbury and stacked him. You don't see the wide receivers do that these days anymore. He stacked him, gave him a wiggle at the top of the route, and made an inside break.
A dig route.
And a dig route. And Bradbury went flying to the outside.
He went flying to the outside.
He killed him. I'm like, oh, that was nice. And I didn't know Metcalf had that in him. I didn't know that he could run the route tree like that. And then, of course, it was an excellent route. It was an excellent route. And then, obviously, the big catch in the last drive where he went up between the two DBs, Bradbury and Sidney Brown, and caught the ball, got down.
Sidney Brown closed his eyes. He could have.
First of all,
all they had to do is play the ball.
First of all, it's different now than it was back in the day, because safeties back in the day, they never would have went for the ball. They would have knocked the living snot out of Metcalf, and he never would have caught the ball.
Okay.
They would have hit him. Forget the ball. He up like this. I'm tearing them ribs up.
So his second option was to catch the ball if he had his eyes open.
Who's that? Sidney Brown? Well, Sidney Brown's a guy that needs to slow down and get under control. He plays out of control. He ran and lost contain one time, and it was crazy. Walker just 32-yard touchdown because Sidney Brown ran up and lost contain, and he just ran around him. And he missed a few tackles because he's moving too fast. He needs to move fast but move under control. That's just coaching. But anyway, that's my guy. Metcalf is my guy because I like the way he held his composure. And when it counted the most, when they needed him the most, man, he came through. He came through big.
Yeah. I saw that dig route.
Yeah, that dig route was smooth.
Let's write this down. Receiver of the week needs character. We need to put that in the criteria.
Yes. Yes, I need to make sure I talk to all the receivers with over 100 yards to see what kind of character they got.
Because if they don't,
before I put them.
So Eddie Casper.
No, but that's a good one. That's a good one.
Thank you. Eddie Casper is watching. That's someone that hasn't been on before. What's going on? Shout out to you, Eddie. Listen, Richard has a question for us. Richard said, just wanted to know what you guys think about the Bills winning out. They got to play the Chargers, the Patriots, and the Dolphins. And making the playoffs. What do you think about them winning out, making the playoffs? They're the ninth seed right now, Richard. So
I would like to see them play. I would like to see them make the playoffs because I think they'll be good.
Whoever has them in the playoffs don't want them. The Dolphins don't want to see them away week 18. Like I said, the Dolphins better hope that they have already clinched the AFC East before they play the Bills on week 18. Because if that game matters, they might have a problem.
But they're in Miami. That's the only thing. They're in Miami. Miami, so you gotta keep that in mind. But I'd like to see them. I think.
But you also know, Mike,
can't run the table.
You also know when it's that's a nice trip when you come from up north late in the season to go down there and play in that warm weather. Oh, that's a breath of fresh air. Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air.
On that low turf, that golf turf down there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, down there flying. Last one while we wrap it up, guys. Thursday game, Saints at the Rams. Playoff implications on this game. I'm going to go with the Rams, 21. Saints 17. I'd like to see the Rams quietly making some noise. They're 7-7. I
Yeah,
mean,
but the Saints are 7-7.
Saints are 7-7
Yes.
as well.
So, but I'm saying
Well, you
in
know
terms
what?
of the Rams,
Mhm.
they just had a good game. The running game is clicking a little bit. The quarterback's playing well. They got 2 receivers. Hats off to you again, Fred. Pakua. Every time I look around, he's making plays.
Puka
I
Nakua.
mean,
Puka Nakua.
he has 87 receptions on the year.
Right. He's
That rookie
12th.
has
He's
87 receptions.
He's 12th. He's 12th right now.
Yeah.
He's the 12th receiver in catches.
So I mean, he did it. He did it. So I'm gonna go with the Rams at home to win 21-17.
You going, Freddie? I'll go. Yeah.
I was waiting for Mike. Mike leading the show.
You had your
Mike,
mouth open. I thought you was finna go. I thought you were
No, I
going to
was-
sleep. You was gonna talk.
well, we'll leave Eric for last. Both 7-7. You know what? The interesting thing about these teams are like almost evenly matched. But I really feel the same way that you do, Mike, and that the Rams will possibly pull it off. Defensively, total defense for both teams, the Rams are 18th, giving up 22 points. The Saints are 11th, giving up 19 points. Offensively, the Rams are scoring. We're talking about total offense. The Rams are scoring 23 points, and the Saints are 14th. Actually, the Rams are 8th, scoring 23 points, and the Saints are 14th, scoring 22 points.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really evenly matched, but they are at the Rams. Am I correct in
Yes.
saying that? Yes. So I would give the Rams an edge. And as you said, it was playoff implication. I really think the Rams should do what they need to do to pull this one off.
Okay.
I would say them by 7.
But they're at the Rams, and they're both 7-7.
Yeah.
The Saints have a little bit of wiggle room based on the records in their conference or in their division,
Mm-hmm.
but the Rams don't have. They have no wiggle room. They got to win this game. The last 4 games they've scored 28 more than 28 plus points, and they're 9th in scoring. Like you said, Mike, the running back Kyron Williams last week against Washington, 152 yards. He's been balling. They got Cooper Kupp, Puka Nakua, but this other cat they got, DeMarcus Robinson, he's caught a touchdown in the last 3 games straight. That's another receiver. So they got another guy who's rising to the top in the latter part of the season. Held their points to under 21 points. Held their opponents to under 21 points last 5 out of 6 games. They're kind of in the middle of the pack offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Lattimore's going to be back for the Saints defense, but I don't know. For some reason, I think the Rams have the edge because they're at home and because there's a little more sense of urgency for them, and they're kind of rising. They're ascending right now. To me, it feels like the Saints have risen, but they're kind of leveled off. The Rams are still on the ascension. So I give the advantage to the Rams, and I give them a 7-point win, 21-14.
Okay. All right. Well,
Rams.
hopefully we'll do better than
We
did.
look, we were all
better
wrong
last-
last
Oh my
week.
God, we were horrible.
Yeah. We they think we don't know nothing. It's like, whoa,
Yeah, we
man.
were all wrong last week.
We know nothing.
Well, fellas, that's a
63
wrap. And
points.
before we take
That's a
off,
wrap.
we're gonna
That's
say
a wrap.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everybody because we won't see them. Christmas is Monday.
Happy holidays.
Mm-hmm. What
Wish
you doing?
everybody out there.
What y'all doing for the holidays? What you doing for Christmas?
Nothing. And enjoying it.
I'll be here. I'll be here for Christmas. We go to we're in Italy. We're in Italy the day after Christmas till the 4th.
Man, I ain't going
So
nowhere.
we travel.
Everything's
we travel.
crazy right
we
now
travel.
out of the country. I ain't going out of the country.
Be careful,
crazy.
Fred.
Oh, he going on.
Well,
Man, come on. We just got back from Brazil a few months ago. Y'all quit spooking yourself.
my wife and I are going to the game for Christmas, so we'll be watching the game.
Oh, we should be there. I think we're there.
You'll be at the game?
Yeah, I think so. Mike, you come to the game
Didn't you just say
No,
you're going to Italy, man?
the day after Christmas, bro.
Okay. Why are you gonna be in Philly? What you say we're here? You're in Philly right now?
Yeah,
He's in Bermuda.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
I'm in Philly right now.
He's a worldwide traveler, Renaissance man.
Yeah. Shout
Well,
out
that's
to
nice,
Rich.
man.
Shout out to Richard Melton. Shout out to Eddie Casper. Shout out to Ike Reese. My mama. Shout out to your mama. Shout out to James Hicks. What's up, bro? Shout out to Vinny Capriati, Billy Bell, Mario Henry. Who else is watching? Stuart Winrow. Shout out to you, bro.
All of them.
Yep. Happy holidays to y'all.
All
Merry
of-
Christmas. And all that good stuff.
All right.
Happy holidays.
All right.
Hey man, y'all enjoy
Holla.
the game. Send me a picture. Send me a picture at the game.
I'm gonna send you
All
a
right,
picture
until
of the
next
game.
time, ladies and gentlemen. Be good. Peace, love, and Whiteout's World is out.
We out. Oh, I gotta
Where's
hit the
your
thing.
sign?
Outro.
where's your
Oh,
thing?
White House World. Hit the sign, Fred.
There it is.
White House World.
There it is.
White House World. We out of here. You gotta be quiet, man. They can hear you coughing.